Plain Pete for a day again. These are in no particular order, sort of. This is really going to be off the cuff. I've not even gone through and practiced. This is just as they strike me. This entry is from Jim, and it shows the lovely, sarcastic, twisted humor that he always does. Two little girls, in the spirit of the season, let their brother play along with their new toy, and whoops, he wanted to use his fire truck, so he set it on fire. This is so typical, so cute, and the house is so well done. I mean, the inside of the dollhouse is even furnished. The flames and the smoke look realistic, as well as the expressions on each of the models' faces. I see the boy is a safe boy because he did come up with a fire extinguisher just in case, and he's put his burnt matches in some sort of an ashtray or fireproof dish. Well done. It's well composed photographically. We have this nice triangular or trapezoidal composition here that leads us around and lets us look all over the picture. You've done an excellent job where the wall goes into the wooden floor. I don't particularly care for the black rug. I suspect that's to hide the fact that there aren't any shadows. But that's just my thoughts, don't know, haven't looked. The other little picky thing, and it's really picky, is right here where the house meets the front of the house meets the open side of the dollhouse. I don't believe we should be able to see anything underneath it. I think the back of the dollhouse needs to be transformed to where this corner would meet this corner. Okay, let's look at Vicki's here. Sweet, whimsical, typical magical Vicki stuff. All of these stars coming off the lights. I love the way you can see Santa's tracks, although we aren't seeing any tracks of the little girl. Or is it a little boy? Nah, it's got to be a girl with those pink pants. Very well done. The house is well incorporated. It isn't a minor part of the composition as a whole. It tells a story. Again, we have photographically a nice composition. Our eyes keep circling the center. We have the little girl looking up at Santa, Santa looking back down at the little girl, which is very, very compelling. You can tell he's just finished a laugh, ho, ho, ho. I love the way the sky and the clouds and the moon and the snow all just it just goes together for that magical composition. And then we have Sherry, another otherworldly look and composition. I love the way that the guy is walking away from home after his visit. The wreath on the old rickety car tells us what time of the year it is. We've got this light vignette around the edge to bring us, hopefully, to show what the subject is, which is the center, and to give us that otherworldly feeling, a foggy look around the edges. Photographically speaking, it's got three objects, or main objects, and our eyes travel around between them. Most of the things set well in the image. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here. The house is a bit showy, maybe harsh would be a better word for the rest of the image. I think the grass needs to be up a little bit more onto the foundation here. Another thing we might want to, because all the other buildings are all dull and faded and desaturated, consider desaturating this house as well. That might make it less glaring that it's been added to the composition. The other thing I think you might try is misting over the house a little bit, because everything else in the background has kind of a mist, or maybe I should say a defocus to it, or unfocus to it. Perhaps blurring the house a little bit as well as desaturating it would make it fit in just a little bit better. I would also perhaps blur the man just a teeny tiny bit. I'm not sure it would help, but it would be something to try, because in his dark clothes he stands out as foreign, more so than the house and the chicken and stuff do. Again, the same thing with the wreath. It stands out just a little bit. I think this one would be solved with a little desaturation. But these are just suggestions. And I have to say, everybody's image has been wonderful. It was really hard to pick a favorite, and it came up to very, very little differences. Here we have Helens. I want to see a can of, or a bottle of Coke plopped right in the center. It reminds me so much of those polar bear commercials of years past. Very well done with the reflections in the water and the ice skimming the pond. The house sits into the background very well. It's noticeable because we're looking for it, but it has the same desaturation, the same focus, the same darkness as all the other buildings in the background, which is really kind of neat. The bears fit into their background well, and they're balanced off by the, I'm going to say sunrise, but it might be sunset. Usually rises are more pastel than sets. So it's balanced off really well. You know, we've got that diagonal line going from the two lightest. Sorry, Helen, from the lightest places. I would love to see the bears lightened up just a teeny tiny bit, just to see what it would look like. And I don't know, I haven't tried. Like I said, I'm running through this without practicing at all. But nice job. And then we're going to look at Russell's. And I picked this one as my favorite this week, partly because Russell was reading my mind. I had this house in a snow globe already when he posted it. Arrgh. And I worked on another composition and never got it finished. But, so this is my favorite. There are some things that I might change. I love this snow or ice or whatever it is in the background. It fits well. It has the same distortion as the snow globe. Maybe that is the globe that came directly from pixel squid that had the snow in it. I'm not sure, but it's well done. The trees fit in very nicely, as does the sleigh. The snowman, he's needed for the scene, although it's unlikely that anybody in the house would build a snowman right in front of their sidewalk. Maybe he and the sleigh maybe could change positions, because you would stop the sleigh right in front of the sidewalk so you could get out. I would suggest a couple of things, and they're little minor nitpicky things. And one of them would be a teeny crop on the left. If you'll notice, this distance is a little bit farther from the edge than this distance. I think it should be the same, and I think as long as you're showing the bottom of the snow globe, you could come closer in on both sides and the top to make this image the front and center. I'd like to see this snow inside either lighter, let's try that again. I'd like to see this snowman either lighter to match the snow around him, or the snow around him a little bit darker, a little bit grayer. I think you could get away with that without any trouble. The other thing that I would love to see you try would be a little bit of distortion like you would see in a magnifying glass, because the snow globe is a huge magnifying glass. I would like to see the center of the image, the inside image, bloated out just a teeny bit. I think you could do that with the filter. Of course, I don't have a filter. Let's see. And I won't be able to see them. Filter, distort, spherize would do it. I think you could bring out the center of that. You could also try bloating with the liquefy tool. But like I said, these are minor, and I think they would improve it, but not a lot. Really tough decision this week, and like I said, Russell gets the win because he was reading my mind. This is the image that I wanted to see. This is the image that he showed me. This is, however, not the image I got to make. I ended up more with an up image with balloons on the house floating in the air, and I just never had time to finish it. But anyways, hope you all have a happy new year. Talk to you later.